It is coming, and we need to be prepared. Also, an update on Congress as they work their way through the stimulus package. And the definition of fully vaccinated may be changing as we get more information on the new COVID variant called Omicron. All of that plus more in this video. Let's get right into this. But if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can keep you updated each and every day as all of this information is changing very rapidly, and I come back to you each and every day with all the latest updates as they're being delivered. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Subscribe down below, and let's get into this right away. All right, so once again, we have a lot to cover in this video. So first off, I want to talk about Congress and the stimulus package and what is going on. This is actually kind of interesting, but at the same time, not surprising one bit at all. So, a lot of us have been hearing about all of the discrepancies, the arguments, the disagreements, and everything going on between Congress right now on the stimulus package, and realistically, over the last several months, they've been talking about this thing. Well, according to the reports that I'm finding out there, there's a lot of disagreement within Congress right now. In fact, morale across Congress as a whole is at an all-time low. In other words, it's pretty rough in Congress right now, right? But again, this does not surprise any of us because we've been seeing this. We've been talking about it for a while. But of course, the reports are out there saying right now that not only are the parties as divided as they've ever been before, but yet even within the parties, there are spectrums within the parties, and there's people out on, both sides of the spectrum within each party that are disagreeing. So we're seeing that right now with the reconciliation bill between the progressives and the moderates. They're literally all Democrats, right? But yet they're on opposite sides of the spectrum within the same party, and they're not having a good time right now, right? What's actually interesting too, if you caught my video just, when was it? Yesterday. I had a little clip of Joe Manchin speaking. If you happen to see that video, it was titled like Manchin on Social Security and Stimulus. If you happen to see that video, even Joe Manchin, he's been around Congress for a very long time, the Senate in particular, and he said he's been around a very long time and he's never seen something like this before. There you go. You heard it right from him as well. And this is also what I'm finding with a bunch of reports out there as well. So, honestly, I don't really feel bad for them, right? You know what I mean? They're really kind of dragging us along with this whole thing. They're not really stepping forward when American people are really, really struggling right now. So honestly, if they're having a tough time, honestly, I don't really care. You know what I mean? I feel like, you kind of got what you had coming, right? So anyway, I don't really feel bad for anybody in Congress at all. But anyway, I thought it was very interesting to pretty much confirm what we've been seeing play out in real time. All right, let's quickly talk about this potential new definition of fully vaccinated. So, have you heard about this? So, now that the boosters have been approved for all Americans as of about a week ago, well, a little over a week ago, basically anybody, all adults are now eligible for the booster. I'm sure you probably know that by now. By the way, also, I'm not here to tell you what to do with the vaccines. I know there's a lot of mixed opinions and stuff. You just got to do what's best for you. I'm not here to persuade people. I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's totally up to you. I'm just here to give you the information. But anyway, now that everybody is approved for these boosters, they may be changing the definition of fully vaccinated potentially to the so depending if you got Pfizer or Moderna, or if it's Johnson & Johnson, right? So there's 2 and 2, and then there's 1. So basically, it would include the booster is what they're talking about. Now, this has not been changed yet. It has not been approved yet as far as that being the new definition of fully vaccinated, but they're starting to toss around this idea thinking that this may be the new way to go. Well, according to what I've been seeing out there, some people are saying, we can't do that to the American people right now. It's just going to add a massive amount of confusion, and we're not ready for that yet, right? So it's kind of up in the air right now, but so people are throwing around this idea of potentially making this the new definition of fully vaccinated. All right, so let me quick talk about one country that is issuing a massive amount of stimulus right now, and then we can quickly talk about the new COVID variant called Omicron. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's what it looks like to me, so I guess that's just what I'm rolling with. So, all right, let's quickly talk about this country. Japan. Last week, one day, I told you about this. They just approved $490 billion of stimulus to roll out into the country. Here's what's interesting. The new prime minister is proposing they're going to implement another $316 billion on top of the $490 that they just sent or that they just approved. So that would be what would that be? $806 billion, according to my mental math right here, right now, is them in stimulus. Now, here's the thing. Japan is significantly smaller than the United States, and as far as population goes, things like that. So this is a massive, massive stimulus package when it comes to Japan right now, right? So 490 already approved, done deal, plus another 316 on top of it from the new prime minister. And by the way, this guy knows what's going on. He's got checks in there for families. So there you go. There's money in there, 1 trillion Japanese yen out of that 316. Well, here's the thing. So $316 billion is, that's dollars. But what I saw in the article anyway was 1 trillion yen. So whatever that happens to be in dollars, honestly, I don't really know. I didn't run the numbers on it. I don't know what that translates into. But anyway, 1 trillion yen of that is going to be sent out in the form of stimulus right to people's bank accounts. So at least they know what to do for their people, unlike people here, if you know who I'm pointing to, right? You know which way I'm pointing. East, right? Yeah, I'm pointing east, if you know what I mean. So anyway, oh yeah, east is that way, by the way. You don't really care, but anyway. Anyway, so now let's quickly talk about this new new COVID variant called Omicron. So I talked about this in my early video this morning, my morning video. There was not much information about it at that time. Honestly, it was just kind of popping up at that time. Literally, there was like breaking news like minutes before I started recording that video. So there was not a whole lot of information about it at that time. However, throughout the course of the day today, we've gotten a lot more information. And here's what they're doing. Well, first off, it's called Omicron. Omicron is how you spell it. And now this is the new variant coming out of South African countries. In fact, there's 8 countries in South Africa, or around the region, Southern Africa, and they're actually banning travel from those countries into the United States starting on Monday. So, kind of interesting because when was the last time we saw a travel ban? Well, it was way back in the early days of 2020. Remember that? When it kicked off everything and everything started shutting down from there, right? It all started out with pretty much some travel bans. Remember that? Just saying, just like I said earlier, you got to watch this stuff closely because this year is playing out weirdly similar to last year. Again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not here to say, oh, we're going to go into a lockdown again. I'm not saying that at all. I'm simply just saying everything started out last year very similar to what we're experiencing right here, right now. Meanwhile, the stock market got whacked today, right? The Dow was down over 900 points. So anyway, I'm not going to get into detail on that, but I'm just saying it's how it all started last year as well, right? So you got to watch this closely. But anyway, these 8 countries within the southern portion of the African continent, anyway, they will be, travel from these countries will be banned starting on Monday into the United States. At the same time, this variant apparently is more transmissible, as in it spreads more quickly and possibly more contagious. Well, this is the first governor that I've seen anyway, in the state of New York has already issued a state of emergency. Pretty much getting prepared that it's coming, right? So the governor of the state of New York is already pretty much anticipating it is coming and we're getting prepared. So this governor put into this state of emergency until January 15th to help probably alleviate some issues probably with hospitals and things like that. So at least somebody's working proactively here, kind of getting things prepared, thinking, it's inevitable. It's probably going to come over here. We just don't know when and how much is it going to spread and all that stuff. We don't know that stuff yet. Just like early last year. Remember that? Remember the early days when we were talking about COVID and all of a sudden it landed in the U.S. and we're like, oh my gosh, it's here. You know what I mean? And then you watch the states tick off on the map. Oh my gosh, it's in my state now. You remember that? Wow, that was a long time ago, but interesting days. I'm sure all of us will probably never forget this, right? Weird stuff out there. Anyway, this is what I have for you right now. Again, a lot of stuff going on out in the world right now. I hope you're enjoying my updates. Again, I do tons of research on this. I try to boil it all down as fast as I possibly can to deliver these to you, clear and concise right here in these videos. And I just want to do what I can to keep you updated. Again, Congress will be working on the stimulus package, and between now and Christmas, it's going to be an absolute heyday with things going on with Congress and them arguing their way through, pushing, shoving, elbowing each other, whatever they do. Honestly, I don't really know. But either way, they're going to be working on this package, and it's going to be a mess. Let's just say that much. So no matter what, I will continue to keep you posted with all the details. Go back and check out that video that I sent out, my last video. It's titled Low Income, SSA, SSDI, SSI, VA. I need to hear from you. If you haven't seen that video, please go back and check out that video. I'm looking for your comments down below on that one. I'm curious to see what's going on with your situation right now. We're gathering information to see how we can approach Congress next. So again, thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your night. Stay safe out there. Have a good night. And subscribe down below. Go back and check out some of the other videos here on the channel. Almost 2,000 videos. And remember, I'm your one and only daily advocate. Thanks again. I really appreciate you. Enjoy. I'll catch you.